I would say the only thing that I see here, like that I would pinpoint if I'm watching it for myself, is like
Yep.
you find this like janky spin move here, but I think that this is good because like that's a good indicator for me of understand. I have a very good feel for what's going on in the play because I think typically in this situation, most guys would go reverse on their blocker and then reverse into their glove side and then get up from there. But I feel happy about this because like right here, I have a very good feel because it's like, okay, if there was a guy that was probably right off Wallman's skate there, kind of like where that bottle is, like right
Yep. Yep.
there, if there was a guy there ready to wrap, I think that I would probably be in a reverse here. But because this guy is in front, the winger is up by the ref, and then obviously the two D-men are out here, there's no threats. And so, like, I like that I kept my feet here. I understand the situation. I understand the chess board that's on the ice. So that's a pretty good indicator for me. And then after that, it pretty much just all goes to hell a little bit. Where if you want to go to the behind the net angle, I think that that's probably good next.
Okay. I was gonna say too, this is the other part I liked. Get to your post and the puck's in the corner and you're not looking at the puck.
You're looking, yeah. And that's just getting a feel for the situation. I mean, obviously, like he's not in danger. As a lefty, you have to be a little bit nervous. Again, like players are so good, they're slinging those pucks all the time now. But I think you have to have a good awareness of what he's doing with his body. He doesn't really have the angle of his body to shoot it or whip it at the net right now. Like if he came and attacked a little bit steeper, I think that then you'd probably have to go into the reverse. But I don't remember what happens next. Does this winger come across here? Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he finds the little hole right there. Oh, I see. Yeah. So basically for me, it's just like, okay, I'm nervous because I think the guy in the middle of the ice is going to shoot it. And so I got square on him first. And then it's basically after that, basically, it's just like an oh shit moment. Excuse my language. But the save to me, I guess, is kind of like random a little bit. The
Okay.
really integral part of this play is when he goes back to the one timer on the dot. That's the most difficult thing.
Okay.
And I
So
think
you're expecting Granlund to shoot this, I would think. I would.
I was actually expecting this guy who receives the pass right there to shoot first. I think that
Yeah.
you have to acknowledge that and be aware of that. Like again, guys are so smart that they'll whip that 5 hole like no problem. They don't care. They'll just whip it and hopefully something crazy happens. And then obviously at this point, it's like, all right, you don't you don't have the ability to react to that shot if he steps into that with a slap shot. So like you have to be pretty aggressive there. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like it's basically just like taking up as much space as possible.
Okay.
And then once it goes to that other guy, that's just pure. Hopefully the instincts take over, which they did. And I actually got lucky here a little bit. I think this would have been a more difficult play if he would have gone low blocker here, which he probably should have done right now. He probably should have just whipped it. But when he holds it for that extra second, he completely shows his hand. And there's really no other spot for him to shoot that than that spot. That's kind of how I see that play.
Okay, so can you like without giving too much away, what is it that makes you like you've got
Well,
Wallman
well, well
going
so
out to
like
him?
so like right now, what I'm basically thinking is like, okay, let's get square first. Like I'm not very square here, but I'm in a pretty good position. And also, once that second he hesitates, it's a clear indicator for me that he's going to drag it in. And
Okay.
so, like, I would say if this was like a very, very high end play, I mean, he is a very high end player. I don't know what I'm saying. I'm not
He's in
trying
the
to
NHL.
disparage.
Yeah, I got you. I got you.
Yeah, I'm
Don't
not
worry.
trying to
Don't
disparage
worry.
this guy at all.
But some guys that's off their stick as soon as it touches and it's in a different
That
spot.
that I also think next level chess move for this guy, if he would have drug this and gone low blocker, that would have been like next level Sidney Crosby reading the Ovechkin, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Where it's like, because you can see I'm sitting on low glove. The second he pulls that, that's my anticipation. But like if he pulls it like this and then lets it slide off his stick and goes back to the other side,
Against the
that's what
grain.
I'm trying to. That's what I'm scared of. And like you're
Okay.
always going to expose yourself in some fashion, but that's ultimately what I think that I would be scared of in that situation.
Is that
Like he can't really.
a
Go ahead.
left
Yeah. Go
a
ahead.
lefty's gonna pull that more often than not? Is that all part of the read?
Right, and, like, you can see the way his core and, like, his body is angled here, it's gonna be very hard, like, right here, it's gonna be very hard for him to access the low blocker, just based on the way that his body is positioned. Like, you really have to, like, open your body up after pulling it to go all the way back across the other way, whereas, like, his stick is far enough behind him that he has to pull and go high glove there. That's kinda how I see that.
That's incredible. I thought it might be as simple as Wallman sort of taking away that space, but like just the amount of information you guys process in real time always blows my
Well,
mind.
then if you go back to, like, right before I make the save, you can
Okay.
kinda see, like, I definitely hot dogged this one a little bit, but, like, realistically, where I'm positioned, he hits me right in the glove, and that's my where I want to be as many times as possible, is I don't really have to move more than maybe an inch here, and it just hits me right in the glove, and that's what you're looking for all the time. That's just a good indicator that you're feeling good.
I was just gonna say, but the patience to hold the edges, like, okay, he shoots where your glove is in your setup, fingers up. You're right. But a lot of guys from that range and that distance might go into, I don't say blocking mode, but might
Right.
start to drop that glove, right? So what the key to the patience to hold that glove there, as much as that might seem counterintuitive, like, oh, he just left it there, he hit you in it. But most guys are moving it. A lot of guys are moving it.
Yeah. I think the other thing too is you're just trying to create you're all you're trying to do is create 2 options basically, and that's what I'm trying to do. And so, like, in this situation, I would say, like I said, if he shoots low blocker here, he's probably gonna score. I don't think I can access low blocker from here. But I'm just trying to create the 2 options of he's either shooting 5 hole or it's gonna hit me in my stance somewhere. So the only options I have are butterfly or stay loose enough that, and fortunately, I was patient and I was in the moment and I was feeling good. Like you said with Charlie, like, those things all play a huge factor. But when he pulls and then you can see him shooting further away than the middle of the net, then it's just like, okay, this isn't a butterfly situation. I'm not going to eat this in the chest. Hopefully, it hits my glove. Thank God it hit me in the glove because this was a pretty critical point in the game, I think, too. Yeah, yeah, I love this. This is great. I mean, this is another one where you're just trying to create a dual decision.
Again, we
And
have the look off too. Like I love that you're looking off the puck. The kids, to hell with kids. Old men like me, we tend to get a little puck focus, right? Like, but again, the puck's behind the net and you're looking off, scanning the zone.
right, and like you can't understand the play until you understand what's happening on the ice. So basically, retrieval, standard retrieval. If we come out with it, hopefully we do. Hopefully it's a D-Day play. Hopefully it's out of the zone. The only other alternative is this guy can flick it right back right now to this guy sitting, obviously coming towards the net. And that's what he's praying for, right? So basically, he's hoping it hits a skate. This guy makes an incredible backhand pass to him. And so right now, the only thing I have to worry about is basically a one timer from this guy, or
The
if
guy at the
he
bottom of the right, left circle there.
of the circle there, yep.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
it's either gonna be a one time off his stick, or he's gonna catch it and then try to go far to the blocker side and outweight me. So
Drag you.
those are the
Okay.
only 2 options that they really have right now.
So you're using, this is another good lesson for kids too. You got your stick there probably to protect if that pass comes through the blue, but also
Mhm.
the way you use your short side window there to keep eyes on the puck.
Yeah, yeah, and so basically, I'm just trying to create, like, with my stick, where I only have to travel so far. Like, so if there's another D man who's coming down the slot that I have no idea, you say he's right in the middle of the ice, my stick is protecting that. So I'm really controlling a large area of the ice just by having good stick detail there. You know, if you know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah,
the only
100%. Yeah, like it's like your stick's not cutting off the pass to the guy at the bottom of the circle, but if he throws it up the middle, you have the potential to cut that off. That takes away that option.
exactly. And I'm so flat right now. I'm in a really good position here because if he comes in and realistically, he's going to probably try to go short side glove if he one times that, like I
Okay.
said, or he's going to try to swing it around. And the me being so flat allows me to make that shoulder get into a nice lean. And then if he doesn't go for the short side shot, then I just explode to the other side, which we'll kind of see that premise on the next play.
Okay. So cycles it again.
We'll look.
Pucks in a non-dangerous area. Has a look. I love it.
See now, so if you go back one frame, maybe two, or actually like 2 or 3 frames,
Here?
right there, this is the telltale sign. You understand what everything is happening in the zone. So this, I think that's no, that's Vetrano. I think at the top of the circle there, that's an
Yep.
unrealistic option. He's on his offside, but now is the second where you start to sniff it out. Where this guy is like indiscriminately looking one way, he's not looking at anything specific. You can see that he's trying to draw everybody like, oh, I'm going to go low to high here. I'm going low to high. But if you know that this D man is a lefty and he's sneaking down back there, you can smell it. You know what I'm saying? Like you can just smell it. And that's like a big pattern where, and then he's going to whip his body. He's going to go back. And if you go a few frames, like now he transitions, sucks everybody in. Oh, now this D man is like, I got a wide open net. As you, if you can see what I'm doing here, like I'm starting to coil my body so I can push as hard as I can and explode into that shot. Like there's no way I'm getting there on my feet. I'm just trying to take up space.
Okay.
And then all I'm doing is I'm just trying to get to the far side of the net. I don't really care about my glove hand side because there's not going to be any space there. So
Okay.
I'm trying to explode as far into my glove as into my blocker side as I can because that's where the one timer threat is. And then again, you're creating that dual situation where it's like, okay, if he shoots it, I'm covered on the blocker side. But I think this is what is this Minchikov? He's pretty skilled.
Yeah. Yeah.
He either has to shoot that or he has to come back to his backhand, which he did. And
Right.
this is not pretty by any stretch of the imagination, but you're just creating that dual situation. So it's like I'm in control of the play. I want to control what's happening on the ice, and I think I achieved that pretty good here.
So, and the one key too, like as you come across, like we talked about hitting spots, and we talked a lot in the podcast about reverse and the importance of it. If you come across and miss your post, you don't have the leverage to go back with.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. And that's where that see, like I'm on the toe tie there. I'm in between my skate and my skate blade and the toe of my skate. And if your foot is all coiled up and like you're worried about trying to connect into that post really nicely and smoothly, there's no way that you're getting back to that other side. It's impossible because your hip and your ankle and your knee are in such a weird position. But when your foot is extended and it's just that lever, it allows me to push so hard back the other way. And that's
Love it.
what I'm trying to achieve with the toe tie.
Love it. Love it.